What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Last night was not a good night for me, man. I did get my teeth kicked in. It was not fun, and I need my money back, man. And we're looking for it back today on this beautiful money-making Thursday. My NBA play of the day was your Chicago Bulls, man, and they got beat up by the wounded, depleted Atlanta Hawks, man. They were laying 2 early in the day before the Trae Young news broke. I said, okay, I like this spot. Revenge game for the Bulls. Hawks on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. Really good spot for Chicago. Trae Young gets listed at looks even better, and the Bulls get throttled full game. Happens, man. It's a reason why we don't love betting Chicago in Chicago more often. Shout out the Hawks, man. Them boys did get a road win yesterday in a non-favorable spot. My biggest gripe with yesterday, though, is with the NBA. I lost yesterday with my Dallas Mavericks, but they won that game. Or at least they should have, based on the rules. And officiating has to get better. Short, sweet, simple. Or there needs to be an ability to go back and change things. There's too much money involved. And for the NBA, as somebody who watches more NBA than 99.9% of people out there, I watch probably more commercials than 90% of people out there. And I'm here to tell you, every third commercial, especially during an NBA game, is an ad, a sports betting ad. And if you're going to be that in bed with the sports betting books, then it is your obligation to get the results of games right. There's no reason Dallas should have lost that game last night, bro. That was clear, textbook, by definition, a goaltend. Too much money involved for you guys to let little minute things like that slide, bro. That's not even minute, bro. That was major. Too much money involved, man. Way too much money involved. NBA, do better. I don't know how you fix it from here, but NBA, do better. That's all I got to say about that, man. Money making Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Bounce back day. Smaller card, just 5 games. Y'all know the drill, man. Finna cook it up and try to smash it per usual. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. More than you know, man. Let's do what we do. We just kick the crap out of the books. Let's bounce back today. Let's make some money. Without further ado, man, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. First game up, we're in Detroit, where the Pistons are 2.5-point home favorites over the Indiana Pacers. Total 229.5. Interesting game here, man. Interesting game. First, let's talk about injuries. Indiana's all-star, Tyrese Halliburton. He's listed as game-time decision for this one. He did not play in the last game. I'm not really sure if he's going to play in this one or not. Benedict Mathurin, he's out. He received 2 technicals in that last game. He also bumped a female official. They suspended him for a game. He's out tonight. So without those 2 guys, I understand why the line is where it's at. Detroit minus 2.5. Detroit has been red hot. They've won 8 of their last 10. They're playing really good basketball. Problem is, so are the Pacers. The Pacers have won 8 of their last 10 as well. In my mind, in my opinion, the Pacers are still the second best team in the East until proven otherwise. So with that being said, I know many people are going to disagree with that statement heavily, and that's cool. But with that being said, I think the Pacers are still tremendously underrated and undervalued. And I think Detroit is now overrated and overvalued. I'm well aware that Mathurin and Halliburton are huge blows to this team, especially if they don't play tonight. But that, in my mind, still doesn't warrant Detroit being favored here in this one. It just doesn't warrant that. The Pacers have almost returned to the exact team they were from a season ago over the last month or so. And that was a money-making machine. Over the last month or 2 or so, look at how the Pacers have played on the road as well. They've been dominant from an ATS standpoint on the road. You're going to give me the better team playing just as good as the other team at plus money and with points in my back pocket? Sign me up. I'm on the Pacers here in this one. Just to play on the spot, play on the situation. I like how Indiana's playing overall, especially on the road. we're attacking plus money with the better team, or just grabbing the points in our back pocket. We keep it rolling. We head over to Washington, where the Wizards are 11.5-point home dogs with the Phoenix Suns rolling in. Phoenix. This team is the worst ATS team in the NBA. You've burnt more money betting Phoenix this season than any other team in the NBA. That's how bad they've been from an ATS standpoint. They were just as bad last season. This season, they're 30 of 30. Last season, they were 29 of 30. They are the exact opposite definition of a money-making team. They're also a losing basketball team right now currently. Let's call a spade a spade. This team is 19-20. They have more losses on the season than they have wins. I do not trust this team in any capacity, laying especially double digits on the road. I understand that they're playing the worst team in the league, the Washington Wizards, but even then, I don't feel comfortable laying this many points with the Suns. There's two sides of the coin, though. There's two sides of the coin. The Wizards are just as ass. The Wizards, they have 32 losses this season. 29 of those 32 losses have been by double digits. So if you are a Suns bettor, there's hope. There's a little hope. The Wizards have lost 29 of their 32 games by double digits. That still isn't enough for me to bet Phoenix in this spot. But what that tells me is Washington does one of two things. They either get blown out or they win the game outright. With how bad Phoenix has been, with the trade rumors swirling, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, with them being currently a losing basketball team, Wizards money line I think is super sharp. Super sharp. Super sharp, man. If you got stomach for it, let's pull the trigger on it. I'll be there. I'm on Washington outright on the money line. We know they're not going to cover the point spread. They're either going to get aired out or they're going to win the game outright. We're getting about plus 500, plus 480 right now on Washington just to play on the spot, just to play on the situation, man. I know it's ugly. I know a lot of y'all going to just outright disagree with me on this, but I think there's a path here. Give me Washington outright on the money line. I don't like the vibes, and I don't like what's going on right now in Phoenix. And this could be the game that blows it all up. Just my thoughts. We keep it rolling, man. We got a rematch of a game from earlier last week. Two of the best teams in the league, two of the best record teams in the NBA. Cleveland is out on the road in Oklahoma City. Thunder laying 1.5 points here in this one. We took the Thunder in that first game, and we lost. We're back on the Thunder in this one tonight. I'm well aware that Hartenstein is out. That does make me a little nervous with Mobley and Allen down there, down low for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But Oklahoma City, they're my favorite money-making team for a reason. And I think this is a team that can go small ball. They can force Cleveland to try to match their style of play. The Thunder at home, at the crib, especially in the quick revenge spot, I have to be there. They're favored in this game for a reason. Fading Cleveland isn't fun, but one thing we don't do is fade Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City, especially when they're motivated to win a game. They don't get more motivated than the quick revenge spot in a big game like this on TNT versus the number one record team in the league. Give me the Thunder buddies, man. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. MVP style game. I'm going to lay it here with the Thunder buddies. Thunder buddies, cover buddies for life. We keep it rolling. We head over to Portland, where the Trailblazers are 6.5-point home dogs with the Los Angeles Clippers rolling in. The Clippers, man, they took what's-the-name behind the woodshed last night. They absolutely kicked the crap out of Brooklyn. 126-67. Oh, my goodness. With that being said, after a huge performance like that, I just want to fade them. Fuck the Clippers, respectfully. If you're an OG here, you know what I mean when I say that. Give me the Blazers, home dog. Just to lean on the spot, lean on the situation. Clippers on the second leg of a back-to-back with travel after a dominant 50-point blowout. Yeah, I can see a lot of people wanting to hump up on them in this spot. Blazers still a feisty, competitive, young group of guys. I think they compete tonight. I'm going to grab the points here with the Portland Trailblazers. Last and final game of the night. We got the Houston Rockets out on the road facing the Sacramento Kings. Kings laying 4.5 in this one. I'm on the Rockets plus the points in this one. I don't trust the Kings laying 4.5. Ultimately, is what this game boils down to. It's not a great spot for Houston. I'm well aware of that. They're on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, leaving Denver, leaving that elevation. That's a terrible spot for them. But for me, regular game. And if this game was in Houston, I would have Rockets 6.5, 7-point favorites personally. If they weren't on a second leg of a back-to-back leaving out of Denver and they were in Sacramento, I would have Houston -2, -3 as my number personally. So are we saying that coming out of Denver on the second leg of a back-to-back is worth 7.5 points? I just don't think it's worth that many points. I don't think Sacramento should be 4.5-point favorites in this game, even despite the situation that Houston is in. So I think all the value here is on the better team, the Houston Rockets, who have played much better this season on the road. Sacramento still at the top of my do not bet list. No need to overcomplicate this game for me. I'm just going to grab the points with the team playing as well as they are in Houston, the better basketball team. I know that Sacramento played well through that 4-game stretch, but they also just got beat up by Milwaukee. So we've already seen Houston beat this team once this season. I'm sorry. The Kings won that last game, 120-111. So it's a revenge game for Houston in Sacramento. I'm going to grab the points here with the Rockets here in our last and final game of the night. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam Session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Money Making Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books betting hoops. Bounce back day for me, man. I'm looking to bounce back on my NBA Player of the Day. We had the Bulls last night. They just didn't have it, man. But I absolutely love tonight's NBA Player of the Day. You can scoop it up over at Pickdawgz Premium. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. I'll see y'all, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.